I'm just up here on the ancient mound, or what's left of it, looking around the city. I love the viewpoint up here because you can see all the way around. It's harder to pick up on the camera. Vast distance all the way around the whole place. It's just really cool. I love the view and seeing all of it. Makes me wonder if that's why they picked this spot to make the mound, because it is so high up. Of course, only half the mound's really here. Where this gravestone monument is, the mound would have been probably about at the height of that. So if I would get up there and stand, that's really the viewpoint that people would have had about 3,000 years ago. It's pretty cool. That's a really interesting grave marker, tombstone thing. It kind of reminds me of a well. Oh, I couldn't tell what that was because it was, it's so old, but those are lambs. It looks like, or something. Of course, the name is long gone. I think I can see part of a D here and an O and an R. Actually on the camera, if I look through the camera, I can see it a lot better. I can see a D, O, I can see an A there. I don't know, that looks like a V maybe? LA, VLA, blah blah. I don't know. Something interesting. It's really, really neat looking. It's a shame that the site was destroyed. And here I am walking now down toward where the library is. This is the not so nicer parts of the city that I live in. I think these houses are so cool. I know there's only a few of them left in the country. They were like these special homes that they built after the war. I think they're so cool though. Aren't they interesting? It all looks kind of made out of like plastic or metal pieces or something, even like the roof and everything. It's so cool. What they're called, I'll have to look it up because they're really neat. Maybe I can figure out what they were called and put them on the screen somewhere, and people can look them up themselves later because this is just really cool. But yeah, I remember seeing a documentary about these types of houses when they were built after the war. It's pretty cool. Creepy old structure. This is where I went to school. The year I graduated from here was the year they decided not to use it anymore, and the next year everyone got to go to a new school. It was pretty terrible. I remember I would be sitting in class and just pieces of the ceiling would fall and hit you in the head or land on your desk and stuff, and the place is full of asbestos, all kinds of things. It was really, really cold in the winter and really, really hot in the warmer months. All those new windows, it wasn't like that when I went to school there. They put all those in. Some guy bought the place and wants to develop it and turn it into something, and the city made him take out all the old windows that used to be there and board up the bottom ones, of course, and put those in and do stuff. It used to be twice as big too. They tore down the back half. It says 1939. Didn't last that long at all. Didn't even last 80 years, I don't think, before they started to fall apart really bad. Sad. Used to have a thing on the top of it, but a homeless man broke in several years ago and caught it on fire and it burnt down. That's the tree company that gave me the mulch. See the back of it where it's gone? It's an interesting building. That window's all freaking out. I remember years ago, a child of my friends who won't name nameless, told me that her and her friends broke into this building. It was when it was still this whole half, and told me all about how some homeless people and a whole bunch of dogs, like when I'm saying like a whole bunch of dogs, I mean like tons and tons of dogs, maybe 30 to 50 dogs were living in here, and were just going to the bathroom all over the place. And so the entire floors and everything, it was just disgustingly covered with dog mess and everything else. It's so terrible and crazy to think about. But yeah, very strange building that I went to school in. The other half was over here and it's all gone. It's taken him long enough. I mean, I've been out of this school for 30 years. I'm just still here. School view way over there. But I'm going to the library, which is over here. Boarding guys. I haven't seen a sign like that in a long time. Guess I haven't really been looking. That's interesting. I thought this was a gate, and I totally walked over here to come in, and it's locked off. Walk around toward the front. That used to be an old hospital when I was, I guess, a baby pretty much. But it's now an assisted living facility, a nursing home. How tall that pampas grass is, or that wild grass, I don't know, I assume it's pampas grass. Look how tall that is. So that's the trash can. Those are big trash cans. Look how tall that grass is. That is so cool. I need to get some of that and line my house with it. I'm at the library. Here we are at the Seed Library. But they have some really cool stuff. I've never heard of that. I really don't like cilantro. It tastes like soap to me. Calendula, I have calendula seeds, rosemary, rainbow chard. Oh, spinach chard. I think this is perpetual spinach. Yeah. I was watching Hands in the Dirt, and he was growing this stuff, and I wanted to try it out. I'm gonna see if I can check out this. Okay, so put the number on this little card here. Okay. Don't make fun of my left hand writing. I work with my left hand sometimes just to, I don't know, keep me on my toes. So I'm going to take one of these. You're allowed to take up to 5 a week, so I'm going to see what else they have. See what's in here. Corn. Radishes. I think someone left their cucumbers, so I'm going to put these back in here. Yeah. These, I have like thousands of these. I should donate more of them to these. I also left the corn in things, so make sure I don't want anything else here. I'm going to take a couple of the perpetual spinach. I'm just going to stick this in here so they know what to replace. And then you just take them on the groom, and then I guess they know what to replace it by going through here and knowing what people like to grow, I guess. I don't know. That's pretty cool though. Quick tour of what I've been doing out back. I've been making garden beds all around everything. And I'm tired of mowing. So I just made garden beds everywhere. I thought, why not? Pretty fun, because I want to start planting, I think, more perennial bulbs and things around the trees, but next year I want to be able to plant all kinds of probably greens and things around here where it's more shady. Especially this whole bed here, because the grapes will grow up one side, and I have scarlet runner beans on this side, so I think I'll plant like lettuce and kale and some other things down through the middle probably. I'm surprised this has just stayed up as long as it has. It's pretty cool. The bed now goes all along this way though. Here's a raised bed I made because this whole area floods a lot in the spring. And 2 more back there. Fire pit area. And I made another bed here where all that stuff was. It's all nice and cleaned out, so nice it looks. I think I'm going to plant, I don't know, probably just lots of greens and things, since this will be shady half the summer. Like this side here is sunny, and this side here gets shaded out. So on this side I might plant like squash or something through here, and it can grow out this way. I did that last year. I had some melons, and I think it was spaghetti squash maybe I planted that survived and ended up way over here to where the mint is. And it is barely looking alive down there. And then all my raspberries and blackberries that I'm making a trail, kind of a wall all the way around the side of my property. I have some new beds here and here around all my shrubs and fruit trees. I got another large one here. And looks like my sage is still alive in that bed. I need to figure out what I'm going to be planting through here and along the edges. I know I'm going to be planting lots of sunflowers and corn, just because I can feed that to the quail. And I can make sprouts out of it and eat that. And of course, I did this whole area here. Now there's like a little path to come out. So I can plant in all this stuff here. These plum trees that I dug up and put on the ground, and this one here's making a new shoot from the ground. But I put those all along the border here, along with my blackberries and roses. Here is where my strawberries and garlic are. I just mulched them with chopped up leaves instead of going and buying straw. It's worked out pretty well. I need to harvest these carrots and see what they're like and what they're doing. They kept getting eaten by deer for a long time there, and then I just mulched around them and let them go. Who knows what they're like. I suspect they're just a little not worth even doing anything with. So I'm just going to ignore those. This part here for the quail, decided to put them all on that side so that they could huddle in one spot, and then this could be open so that I could walk in and out easier and things too. I have all these, and then out front I have ones that I did around the roses and stuff, and then it comes and wraps back around to where kind of where the blackberries are. The little spot there I can show you. I did around my building here too, like shed. That's a Romeo cherry, and that's a dwarf Stella cherry on both sides, and then I have climbing roses on both sides on each side. And I'm thinking about building some type of like arbor that goes all the way across this area here, that the roses can grow up on both sides, so that in the future I can have roses growing up here and roses growing up here, providing kind of like privacy and shade. And then I have grapes here, and what I'm going to do with those is just grow them up like a trellis, just as like a privacy screen. Kind of have it spread out right here. I think that'll be cool. Here is more mulch and soil that I have to move. Pretty big pile. Went from here all the way through. With all my mulch though, I've been mulching all of my garden beds and around my plants. Over here where the roses are, I mulched so that next year I can put my bananas and elephant ears and things in the middle of both of these roses. And this one here, so I made a little giant bed this way. Fill it up with flowers all through here. And I did some here. Go behind the house here. And here starts where I did all the stuff out back. I made beds that went all through here. I made a little path that kind of goes down and around. Roses here. And these are my plums. The banana, I'm going to see if it'll stay alive. Another rose, and then these are all, that's a berry bush, I guess that's a rose there, and then the rest are berries, and those plums. Keep that banana alive all winter. Up and around, it goes this way. In here, but you can barely see it. I have a couple. I have one here. And there's another one here. It's gonna look really, really pretty. I think when summer comes again and everything has leaves and you can see what everything is. You can't even tell some of it's there. Inside here, my jade plant is blooming. It's got flowers. Flowers on it. Hey, kitty. It's a pretty cool plant. This is about 15 years old. It was really, really big and I had to cut it down and put it in a smaller pot so I can move it. Here it is making blooms. And it's got a little fruit, and some ripe fruit, pretty much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 6 of them, 7 of them. Well, 8 of them, I guess, that are about ready to harvest. And in here, my oranges are getting ripe. So they're almost ready. It'll be really, really delicious when they are all ready and I can have some oranges. There's no more passion flowers yet, but the vine's getting pretty big and growing up there. To add these to my seeds, I don't know what this is. I'm going to have to look it up. It said it was in with the greens and lettuces and things, so it must be something like that. Rainbow chard and spinach chard or perpetual spinach. That's pretty cool. For free seeds.